it's so sane, hey Sondela. I'm giving you a fix, I'm saying, Mamampela. Houtari twati, tome, ikin enya. Turi haskera amatowe, hey Fundela. They call me the Mr. Omebasche. Every time I drop it, they be saying, Yadamada, say.
Moro.
Just say it.
Yeah.
You never say it. He says
Voilà po.
Moro.
Ah, isi vambusi soni.
You want me to lose my privilege so early? I still have 40 years to squeeze this thing. Squeeze the bamboo privilege.
Morning, guys. Morning to you all. Morning to the morning mix. En ek sê net vir jou koffie, né?
Yebo.
Yeah, I always have issues with you every morning.
It's okay.
Yeah, you need to have a very good explanation this morning about this 14 degrees that we are experiencing
I know,
this morning.
because this morning we feel like Eskimos, isn't it? Wat is dit nou weer met die koue?
Era aangaan. Wat is dit?
Courant.
Wat gaan aan?
Vandaag is cold, no?
It's cold.
Yes, and you dressed in this summery type of thing.
I'm searching for the nipple.
Yeah. Nee, Merja,
the nipple stand.
we have no problem with the way that you are dressed today. We surely
I don't know what you're
have
talking
no
about.
problem.
Tracksuit.
Go Neville, put the aircon on very cold.
We shall not complain.
Ek het eendag as ek in die Kaap toe ek ook so 'n spier wat aangehaat soos Merja.
Oh, it's a day story nog 50.
Nee, ek het nog nie gehoor nie. Toe kyk 'n Kaap na my so soos Merja en sê,
It was just like
kyk,
this.
ja, ek was so spierwit.
Okay.
Toe kyk 'n Kaap na my en sê, "Hallo Jay, is Jay op pad Wimbledon toe?"
Oh, you also didn't hear it.
So Merja, sy moet vir ons sê, gaan sy 'n bietjie six love? Ja. Wel ja. Wat? So how does Wambo tennis sound like?
Yes.
Wambo's played.
Nee man. Nee.
Ja. Nee, asseblief. Ons soek nie Wambo tennis spelers. Coffee with the news.
Monte News. Monte News. Firm but fair.
This is Informante Live, and these are our top stories. Evidence provided by the state in the Windhoek High Court showed that Fishrot accused and former CEO of Fishco, Mich awarded a 4.1 million Namibia dollar contract to a business he silently co-owns. According to new information provided during day 5 of Kipunya's bail hearing, Wanakado Investment, a company in which the former CEO holds 50% interest, received money from the National Fishing Corporation, Fishco. The 2016 deal between Wanakado Investment and Fishco was listed as part of the government's objectives program and required the business to provide dried fish products as a form of drought relief to Fishco, which would then be donated as products to vulnerable Namibian communities. The man accused of killing his wife, claiming she died by suicide in their house in the Meersig neighborhood of Walvis Bay, appeared on murder charges in the magistrates' court of the coastal town on Monday. Kuni Stradom, at the age of 45, was denied bail, and his case was postponed to the 15th of December. 4 months after marrying the suspect, 48-year-old Engela Stradom was found dead on the balcony of the couple's house on Thursday, the 4th of November, between 2000 hours and 2100 hours. She had been shot in the head. And finally, only once we get back will we be able to realize we played an awesome level of cricket, said Namibian captain Gerard Erasmus after Monday's 9-wicket loss against India in the T20 World Cup game at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Making cricket history, one of the world's most influential players, Virat Kohli, played his last game as India's captain in the T20 internationals. India reached the target of 133 in 15.2 overs, with Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul stitching 86 runs for the opening stand to set up the win in their final Super 12 match. Suryakumar Yadav also remained not out on 25. Your Trustco share price today, the 9th of November, is at $2.22 per share. Taking a brief look at the financial indicators, the Namibia dollar is trading against the US dollar at 50 Namibia dollars, against the euro at 17 Namibia dollars and 30 cents, and against the British pound at 20 Namibia dollars and 30 cents. This is Informante Live, and these were our top stories. You can find more on our website, which is informante.web.na.
Monte News. Monte News. Firm but fair.
9 wickets.
Yes.
Net 9 paltjies.
Yeah.
That was a good showing by Namibia against a country
Like India.
that is renowned for carry.
Yes.
That was good.
Very good.
That was good.
We're very proud of our Namibian team. I think they, in this particular game that I watched personally myself yesterday, there were a couple of things that I criticized, but not heavily or judgmental, because I know that they did things a bit differently in the other games, and if they would have applied that, I think the result could have been even better.
Nee.
But it's all good. It's fantastic. We're super proud of the guys. So well done.
Nou, as julle Lannies nou cricket kyk, nee?
Jy weet, ek is Duitser, né?
Nee, ek weet, jy bly
Ek
'n
speel
Lannie.
nie. Do you know what Germans do if they put a cricket helmet on their head? They start marching. Yes.
For what?
I'm looking for a German. He's about this high and he lives over there.
En die loop so there.
Yes.
Hy moet Luftwaffen.
Yeah.
Nee, kyk, ek sê, that the excitement that we go through when we watch rugby or soccer, because it's a high impact, speedy game that
Yes.
we're watching. Nou, ek weet nou nie met cricket of dit dieselfde is nie. Kan jy die kolwer vloek of die bowler sê hy bowl kak of what kind of emotions
I
do
think-
people go through who watch cricket?
I don't think it's as rough or bad as it would be, let's say, in soccer or in
Yeah.
rugby, where things happen on the field and all that. I think there's a different level of etiquette. But I think when they say things to each other, they say it in a certain way.
Oh,
Never.
You know.
Indians invented the game. Why would it be rough or like it's Indians?
it's the English who invented the game.
No, it's Indians, man.
The English
It's
brought
the
the game to India in their colonial English past.
Exactly.
Okay, but it's Indians that are good at it.
No, you're right.
Well,
I wonder who's the. It's either Pakistan or India who's the. No. Is it New Zealand? New Zealand is the world champions currently.
Yeah. So India and Namibia are both out.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're both out. So the remaining teams is England, New Zealand, Australia, and Pakistan?
We don't. The
Could
day
be.
Namibia wins India or Pakistan in cricket, America will invade us.
Daar sê.
Hulle sal dink ons het olie gekry. Ek
Ja,
lieg.
net jy's reg.
America will invade us immediately.
Jy's reg. Kalfi, give us you know what?
Right,
when I
the
told
coronavirus
when I
cases.
told my kids this morning as we drove from home, I told them that, guys, the coronavirus, the active numbers, we reported that it's around 200 yesterday of active cases.
Right.
Daddy is ernstig. Ooh, Daddy, that is so good. So, Kalfi, I need to go
Okay.
and give my kids better news tomorrow.
Okay, let me try and do this for you.
Yeah.
All right, coronavirus cases, 129,014 have been registered thus far, with 125,256 recovered, 3,563 deaths. That particular figure is actually very good because over the last couple of days we've had, in terms of deaths, 0.
Thank you.
And even today, reporting on yesterday, that there are 0 deaths. The active cases in Namibia currently, 189.
Mutu mukuru.
That's it.
Mutu
The some figures I
mukuru.
never thought I
Baba.
would.
But we'll see again, huh? Yeah. And
Zeg
then
alweer hy nommer.
189
Wow, guys.
active cases,
Wow.
with also 0 daily new cases.
Wow.
Oh.
Music to my ears.
That is music, and unfortunately it came in a little bit later than when I got in early this morning to do the news bulletin, but the Informante has also reported that children above the age of 12 are now also eligible to be vaccinated. So here comes the interesting question when I looked at that news story is, how many children above the age of 12, those that are eligible or can get vaccinated now, how many deaths did we have in terms of that age group?
Well, we'll have to pull the figures, but I know it's not one of the. The world over, it's not one of the groups that is a main priority.
Right.
We know that the older ones are. I mean, they're, I think, the least priority. That's why some countries are not even looking at that age group, right? But I know here in Namibia we have had deaths of 15, 16, 17-year-olds.
Wow.
You
Okay.
know, people in school.
Ne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot, obviously, but those reports do come in where you say, oh, the youngest of, those the casualties, like they'll say 7-year-old or 15-year-old, and the oldest is 63 or whatever. So it doesn't happen a lot, but it is. They are dying.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is the answer. Children over the age of 12 can now get vaccinated as well. Then, as far as the weather is concerned, Neville, in the interior, partly cloudy and hot in the extreme far north and northeast, with a few thunder showers. Elsewhere, sunny and hot. Are you experiencing sunny and hot? I know we're experiencing sunny, but definitely not hot.
Ek het Kalfi, ek wil net vir jou sê, ek het uit die huis uit gekom vanoggend.
Teruggestap.
Walking hallo.
Did you turn around?
Hallo. Here, ek het teruggestap and did you go get a jacket? It's cold. It's
Yep.
14, 15 degrees.
Yep.
Maar kom ons hoor wat jy sê.
Then the coast partly cloudy and mild today, with the wind moderate to fresh southwesterly. Then just quickly, for those people who want to go fishing, there's going to be a low tide at 23 minutes past 12 today. That's at noon. High tide again at about quarter to 7 this evening. Maximum temperatures for the day in Windhoek today, 31. Walvis Bay, 24 and 21. Going to the north of the country, Ondangwa currently 34 maximums for today, and then Kotima Mulilu 33. Coming down to Ochivarongo, let me just find it, 35 degrees Celsius in Ochivarongo. Riobot 33 with Marienthal 34 and Keetmanshoop 30. Gubabas and Beitepos today is 35 degrees Celsius maximum temperatures.
Guys, ja, die camera moet nou soort van gedraai word. Ja, voordat jy hom so, jy kan hom so draai.
Je kan hom net vir ons allemaal, want die mense complain al.
Yeah,
Right.
so Kofi, maybe just in closing, and maybe I guess for the rest of us, the president will be speaking soon again. Maybe to share the new regulations, etc. I think with the numbers that you were just giving us this morning,
Yes.
189,
Right.
with no deaths, no casualties at the moment because of. Do you guys think the regulation will change in any which way from here going forward, Mich?
I don't think so.
Nee.
I don't think so. It doesn't benefit us in any way. It doesn't benefit the country in any way. Maar as jullie die damara kwaad maakt, dan moet jullie maar net aanvaarden wat komt.
Yeah, nee.
Don't
Yes.
bring the damara out hier.
Yeah, so we will be quiet.
Alsjeblieft.
We will not be accusing anybody of anything.
Alsjeblieft.
Yeah.
Is je zeker dat man is Wambo nie?
He's most partly Wambo.
Ja, hy praat eens die taal nie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
He doesn't
He
speak
apparently
Tamara.
you went to I think Korigas or something for a festival. And you were speaking in English. Toe sê die mense,
I remember that.
yeah,
Yeah.
can you speak in our language? Laat die mense mos hoor.
Gooi gewoon
Toe
more
sê
dog.
this,
It's it.
toe
You
sê
guys,
hierdie
you
man, toe sê jy wat?
I'm a Namibian
He's
president.
a president. We're
I am
people
not-
of first language.
I'm not a Damara president. I'm a Namibian president.
But look here, like she said the other day, I just said let's be quiet, let's not accuse him.
I sorry. Okay, sorry.
Sê net van ons
Follow the money.
Wambo leaders as hulle Wambo land toe gaan. They speak Wambo.
Maar bij ons moet die geld volgen. Jij moet net Engels praten en zeggen, jij is een wampoe en goed. Jij zingt die Chinese zing ook net die national anthem en wampoetaal ook. Jij zingt als de Chinese doen dat ook de Chinese volgen. Die
Yeah.
geld.
There's a Chinese issue we'll talk about now.
Ja.
Yeah.
Well-
Zo los die man in.
From my side, thank you very much. Have a fantastic day.
Koffie.
Koffie. Jy het je ijskast maar opgelost. Dus komt het zo koud is.
Say hello, so.
Hulle sê so.
Thanks, Kofi. That was Kofi with the news, weather, and the coronavirus updates. Tuva, before we start with the show, you will be out of the country for the next few days.
Yeah, I'll be back on Monday.
Okay.
I'm leaving today, this afternoon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sê net vir ons net later, nee, waar jy is, so that you know what, if we don't hear back from you, so that we can just report to the nearest police station where you are.
All you have to know is.
Nee, asseblief. Ons
Kan
wil
je
weet.
Dubai doen? Oh my god man.
Ja, Merja is hier agter die kamera nou. So can you see us properly?
Now I can. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Nee?
You see, that's why I have to always tell people I'm a Wambu, so they don't cut me out. They
Ja.
always cut me out.
So Mich, your father is Wambo.
My father is Tamara,
Nee?
and my mom is Wambu. I look a bit like the State House.
Oh, so your father is Damara and your mother is Wambo.
Yeah, bro.
Wat het die Damara man besiel? Sê net vir my. Hoe het die mense by mekaar gekom?
Ons discriminate.
Tits. Oh, Angela.
We don't.
Huh?
You know, let me tell you, if there's at least one tribal group in this Namibia that marries other
Tribes.
Bambus. Hereros mostly are with Hereros.
Klaar.
Damaras are mostly with Damaras. Khaleds are mostly with Khaleds. Ons Bambus is met allemaal.
It's because you want to win all the votes every time. Telefoon net. En die ander mense ook.
We don't discriminate.
Karibas en
We
Angolo
don't
goede dag.
discriminate.
Karibas in Angolo.
Karibas en Angolo. No, my mom, them coming from an era where politics was like really serious. Like real. If you say Swabo, you're actually talking about Vambus.
Ja.
If you say
GTA.
GTF, it's Tamaras. You know.
Yeah.
DTA is Hereros.
Ja.
You know, where politics was strict, and my father just wanted to show Vambus like, yeah, ons sal julle wys.
Sal julle wys.
Ek vat julle se jalo en
Ja.
toe kom met by my man, change ook my ma se naam.
Uh,
Ek en die ouens het hulle mekaar al die dae gewys het en toe het ons 'n neighbor gekry wat sy vrou swanger gemaak het en die kind Nufam Shinda genoem het.
Of wie
That's
gooi?
how Nufam Shinda.
Ai.
It means my neighbor's ass.
Ai.
Dis hoe Bambus hulle se kinders name gee. Hulle gee kinders name van current situations waarin hulle is.
That's true. That's true.
En as 'n Bambu nie van sy kind hou nie, dan word hy Shilongo name. Goed, hy is maar he long gone, you know.
He's long gone.
Maar as die familie van jou hou, jy's doko der.
Luister,
Ek sê maar net.
I'm not reading comments today. The reading of the comments are on the two of you.
Ja.
Kan jy comments lees daar so? Nee? So before we start with the show, Mich, can you just read comments for us, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
Seriously, Rovera is like Tishon Michael. Wel ook hulle moet weer die for shines undercover laat lyn. Soos dat die Navas. Navanes, né? Wat? Ja.
No one is. I.
No one is.
Let me help a little bit with the comments because sometimes there's people in talking to each other. You don't need to read those.
Yeah,
comments.
oh yeah, get me.
Miriam says, "Good morning, all. Kindly, please enlighten me on the whereabouts of Cubase. Kind regards, me that was missing in action."
Oh, okay.
All right. Cubase has unfortunately left the show, and we have Mich in studio now to take up the space, the chair. Mutatio Moro, okay, and then Floyd is they're talking to each other here. Praise God is what we were, okay. You know, the
It's
rest
the corona
is
results.
the rest is just people talking amongst each other. Okay,
okay.
all right, let's continue.
No. Somebody said Mitch brought new energy, man. Why don't you read that comment?
I can't see it. I can't see it. Yeah.
And
I can't see
and
it.
that is why Mich is here,
Yeah.
because we believe
that's-
he's an exceptional talent, and he will definitely bringing a different new dynamic to the show,
Yeah.
and that is why he's here today. He is not being compared with anybody. He's his own man.
Yeah.
He's his own brand. He's his own name.
No. So that was
So-
from Nancy. It came in while I was reading when somebody asked about Cubase. That's why
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Also, yeah, just says it's true. And Mitch brought a new energy.
Maar as hy kak is, dan sê hy ook
Yeah.
kak. Is klaar.
John
Hey,
is
we are
saying
not
saying-
going to talk
tomorrow,
about Cubase here.
Cello says
No.
morning big bosses. Okay, I think there's nothing. Let's
These people are talking. Like hulle praat met mekaar.
yeah. Let's get into the show.
Let's go. Let us went.
You were at court yesterday.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, vertel a bikkie.
So our guy. Okay. Look, I'll start it off. I'm rooting for Mike.
Okay.
Yesterday, I saw the whole definition of being under pressure. Like the definition of I'm under pressure.
Pressure.
My guy was even asked by the judge, by the lawyer, to read from paragraph 4.2, and he was like, "You want me to read from paragraph 4.2 million?" I was like, "Oh my God, the pressure. It was hectic, and you know, I always thought like the state lawyers are like weak lawyers, like she's the government lawyer. Those guys were on point. Later, my guy said actually, okay, this is what he said. My computer has been taken, and I've digital signatures on it. and you can see there is no date on this document. This, and I learned that the word that is mostly used in court is particular.
Particular.
So it was like, in this particular document, there is no date. And why is there no date? It is because they could use my digital signature, but the date you have to do it with the pen. Some of the documents are forged. That's what he said. And the problem is, he gave a company that he has 50% shares in a tender for dry food.
Dried fish.
Dried fish, actually. Sorry. What?
But can one of you, Merja, can you
let
probably
me
read that
through.
front
You
page
can read the
story
front page.
so that we can just have a little bit of context, because I was very disappointed yesterday that, that the state comes and throw nonsense like that to my brother.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, says state unmasks Ngipunya's proxies is what the Namibian Sun reports on. Says former Fishco boss testimony shredded to pieces. All right. The state yesterday produced memorandums of understanding showing how much money Mike Ngipunya is entitled to from entities that allegedly benefited from fish rot, although he is not officially registered as owner. State prosecutors yesterday produced documents detailing Mike Ngipunya's silent interest in entities that benefited millions of dollars from the fish rot scandal. His perceived proxies in these companies, Philippus Mwapopi and Othniel Shudifonya, are in custody awaiting trial in the same case. During yesterday's proceedings of Ngipunya's bail application, it came to light from the Memorandum of Understanding MOU that Ngipunya held a 50% silent interest in a company called Wanakadu Investments, on paper solely owned by Mwapopi. When it comes to profits and revenue sharing, Ngipunya is entitled to money made by the company, the MOU shows. The MOU, which the state presented to the court, stipulated that Mwapopi hereby agrees not to claim ownership in part or whole of other funds transferred to the company account from time to time, thereby recognizing that such funds are not for day-to-day operations revenue of the company, but belonging to Ngipunya. It further reads, Ngipunya agrees not to take ownership in part or whole of operation revenue of the company, as that would be shared on a 50-50 basis whenever distributed. According to the court documents, this MOU was signed in 2016, the same year in which Wanakadu supplied Fishco with dried fish. However, Ngipunya said he first started dealing with the company when Mwapopi engaged him to express his interest to supply Fishco with dried fish products and in doing business in other areas. So it will it goes on and on, but let me just give a bit of context quickly. Ngipunya has been saying that he's not involved in this case. So what the state did is the state had confiscated his computer, in which they found a MOU between the we all know Mwapopi is also applying for bail. He's one of the 6 men currently applying for bail, which shows that him and Mwapopi had a MOU showing that they would be sharing the proceeds from this Wanakadu on a 50% basis. Now, if you go to BIPA, on documents, registration, it only shows Mwapopi as the sole director or owner of the company. So this is a silent agreement. Obviously didn't want to be traced. But what we know is now Wanakadu got 4.2 million tender to supply dried fish. Here's where it gets interesting. The state has further evidence that of that 4 million or something, about 3 million went to Flamingo, right? Flamingo is owned by James Sensaki. All right, so effectively, Mwapopi or this Wanakadu was just acting as a middleman, getting the dried fish supposedly from Flamingo. So they further transferred 3 million to Flamingo. And then once in Flamingo's account, then there was instructions to then send money to the personal accounts of James, because Flamingo is owned by a big business entity with other shareholders. And that money was further diverted to like Grey Guard, which belongs to James, to Kamandara Trust, which owns is owned by Saki, to all this F11980 Quisabmund. I think even Fiti's company received something. So then once the money even went further. So these guys were really doing a lot to cover their tracks. Something one of the other newspapers reported on further is that, now, okay, so before that, Mike is obviously denying. He's saying that, and I guess this is where it gets tricky, because Mike obviously knew that the state was going to present that. I just think that him and his lawyer thought it would be it would be admissible in court. You say it would not be allowed because it was taken by a computer that the state took. It wasn't with her, But then the judge said, yeah, they of course objected to it. They didn't think they were going to argue that you can't give this information because of how you received it. But the judge said, well, this is only a trial hearing. So, I mean, a bail hearing, so I'll allow it. So it might not be allowed in the actual trial, but it was allowed in the bail application. But they were not anticipating that. That's why he said, I don't know about this document. It could have been forged. You guys took it from my computer, so you could have,
because
made it up.
I have my electronic signatures on it. That's what he said. But the date, that you have to write in the date itself.
Yeah, but what the thing is, the reason we don't believe Mike is, if you are a silent shareholder,
I believe him.
If you're a silent shareholder, you're not going to have anything, because you don't want to be traced. This MOU was just more for him and Mwapopi to understand each other. Like Mebra, verstaan. This is a 50-50. He has a MOU, but that MOU is not something to be made public because it's a silent partner. He didn't want it coming out. But the reason it's very very hard to believe Mike is one of the newspapers, I think it's the Namibian if we have it here, further reported that, in fact, this Mwapopi even paid for a plot, I think somewhere in Otapi, I don't know where he's from, Mike, paid directly for a plot that belongs to Mike. He also bought an apartment somewhere here in Windhoek that was also paid by that other guy, Odniel. This is also another proxy that's also applying for bail. So maybe the money wasn't being transferred straight into his account, but it was definitely paying things that Mike wanted. So if he gave an instruction like, I want this, I'm buying this plot, go pay. I'm buying this car, go pay. I'm doing this, go pay with my 50%.
Yeah, but look here, what Mike actually explained it, he met the guy somewhere back in 2010. 2010, eh? 2010. Yeah. And he came to him for assistance. So he gave him some equipment and also assisted him financially. And that's why they actually drafted the memorandum of understanding.
The other one. So, of course there's brass. Look at them dressed in pak and pak.
Pak and pak.
Maar check, it's not just a combi Neville and Excel. Neville. Lost the man. You see?
Pak and pak.
Leave the guys, I'm just explaining my guy's side. I'm explaining my side.
My question is, why are you that gullible that you believe that?
No, because it's Mike, it's my friend. Maybe if the guy gets bail, he might also, get me out because I'm standing him. Yeah. But I'm just saying, he's saying he came and that's why you only did a memorandum of understanding and like at people, the companies, the Anabra, with the Hawaii shirts and So
the memorandum of understanding was, I helped you financially years ago, so now I'm going to give you a tender, and there you pay me back. It still corrupts. So it's like there's no way around this. Even if that is his reason, if I give you money, I loan you money, and I want you to pay me back, and I say, you know what, you want to do business with Fishco, I'm going to give you this tender, you that owes me money, and then whatever you make from those proceeds,
I get a 50%.
I get a 50%. Even that's corrupt. So I don't even realize. Sometimes I feel like these people are just grasping at straws, but even like they're just digging themselves a hole, because even that doesn't justify it. It's exactly what the state was saying like last week. It says, we're not saying the money is, because Mike kept saying the money is not missing. I don't know why the state is saying the money is missing. I don't know why the state is missing. If you follow the money trail, you will say that the money is not missing. And the state said, Mr. Ngipunya, we've never claimed that the money is missing. We're claiming that the money is misappropriated. There's a huge difference. Yeah. Even if we find it in your account, yes, it's not missing because it's there, but you misappropriate because it's not supposed to be in your account. And that is ultimately the problem. That's what they are charged for, misappropriation of funds, because they're not money is not supposed to be where it is now. If you're telling me that the dried fish was to benefit, the vulnerable, which it is, that's the contract, whatever. But then this guy's not even a he's just a middleman that apparently is getting even fish from a party, from a business that is owned by Saki and James. That in itself was you can already see the chain. You are getting fish from a company owned by the chairperson of Fishco and his partner. And this guy is a middle person who is your friend that owes you money, but you have a 50% in his business as a silent partner. That's what I'm trying to say. Even if you want to come and applaud Mike, for me, as far as I'm concerned, hulle is almal besig met KAK.
The state is just pressuring my guy. They even read my guy an ID number that sounds like his ID number.
But it's not his ID number.
But he couldn't confirm, not deny. But it sounded like his ID number.
Merja, julle wambos nee. Ek wil net 'n vraag vra.
Hoekom moet dit nou 'n wambo issue wees?
Nee, ek vra net julle wat wambos is. Are you entrepreneurs of is julle net skelm?
Gaan vra vir Hage Genko.
That's it. Mary, I just asked you, let's not anchor the guy. Now you're going out of the country and you are just talking. Neville.
Yeah.
Leave my guy. Don't try to bring the Damara out of him. Keep it intact.
Guys, I believe the testimony or the bail application or hearing is continuing today.
Yes, it will
so,
continue today.
are you going back to court again today?
Yeah, I'm going to be at court today.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going
Yeah.
to. He's helping
We-
with the he'll be there all week. Before we continue the note, let's just quickly read some comments.
Yeah, please.
Mau van Weg. Oh, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. It's a crazy one. Die hele mense in die visrot moet net Robben Island toegestaan.
Yeah. But not
Hulle
my...
het regtig dom gevat met ons land. And then Liva Iske says, Merja, you forgot you also eat fish rod money if we go deeper. You are also a state witness, Merja. You must go and testify also. I wasn't aware that I'm a state witness. Yegan Gaisep says, whatever reasons Mike had with MOU, he had a duty towards Fishco to act with care, skill, and due diligence. All right. Wat nog? Selo says, he also said ID sounds like my ID.
It's... Why don't the people understand? He couldn't confirm, nor deny. But
Yeah.
it sounded like it...
Yeah, the first few numbers are my birth date.
yeah, but the 0030...
Yeah. Selo says, Dankie Merja, you're on point. Yo guys, Heinrich Hafeni says, praat ook van Mondesa die heartbeat van Swakopmund.
Okay, Mondesa, heartbeat van Swakopmund. Heinrich Afeni, I'll be there Saturday night. I'm in Swakop this coming weekend.
Oh, all right. Weta says, Wetu Kaihiva says, Mike is actually very smart. I actually don't know about that.
Excuse, please motivate your statement with a better motivation why you are saying that.
Jurgen says, okay, laat Mich toch vir OC Regelinda sê dat OC Eb soek haar 10 rand en 2 eet terug. I don't know.
2 ace.
No.
Willem says, what those guys did to Fishco is just conflict of interest, period. Absolutely. And then Elvis says, keep it up. I am following you. 3 from Grootfontein. I do enjoy it. Thank you for coming through. Saddam Hussein says, Mike is telling the truth, man.
Yeah.
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 All right, these are the comments.
Thank you very much, guys. And really, I want you guys, the listeners and the viewers out there, to really indulge us into because I would love to speak about this issue that happened at Chinatown.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know julle klomp skinderbegge daar buitekant, story lorries, you have better understanding as to what has happened. So Merja, I saw a news report. I believe, and guys, please correct me, of a lady who works for one of these vendors or whatever, or
The Chinese guys.
clothing stores at Chinatown.
Okay. So
But
she
it's-
doesn't
it's-
work in Chinatown, in
It-
one of the shops.
She works in one of the
Okay,
shops.
All right.
So it seems like there's been a dispute between the owner, who's the Chinese, and this particular woman. Now, apparently, he completely undressed this woman right there in front of,
And just like took the clothes off.
took her clothes off for whatever pissed off reason he had. And as a result, I saw a video of the AR descending on this place of business at Chinatown. And I saw this AR guy saying that we are tired of what is happening here in Chinatown. We are waiting for the owner of this shop, who embarrassed a Namibian once again by taking off her clothes because of some labor dispute or whatever that has happened in his premises. He will not operate this business until he apologizes, first and foremost. And secondly, we want to see the employment contract that he has with this woman. And wait a minute, of everybody, we the AR, we will target all these Chinese shops and everybody who works here to see if there are sound labor contracts
Ooh, kid, man.
between these workers and these, shop
Neville,
owners.
sorry to cut you off now. I need to go now. I have to go set up and
Oh,
just
okay.
wanted to let the viewers know.
Okay, nah.
All right, cool.
Guys, check
All
your lamora.
Check your. Okay, I'll probably only see you on Monday.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Keep on.
Cool.
Okay, so
Neville, sharp.
Mich is on his way to court. He'll be back with us tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a little bit of a backstory that we have.
Or, yeah, I've said this. The first thing you know that is a problem, and I don't know why our government isn't tackling it because it's so obvious, is that Chinese shops have not a swipe machine. Do you know why? Because
There
they
you
don't
go.
have, they don't bank.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have Namibian banks. They don't bank here.
Uh-huh.
So everything in China shop is paid for by cash or by e-wallet.
Uh-huh.
You will never go to a Chinatown and they have a swipe machine. That already it's for me a problem because how are you doing business in Namibia but you are evading taxes because you don't have a bank account? Nobody can open, you don't have a proper bookkeeping so that you can pay the necessary taxes. You're just doing business for mahala. That is the first place of entry for Namibia. It should be a standard that when you own a shop in Chinatown or anybody that's operating a shop in China, like all other shops, you should be registered in Namibia. But apart from that, you should have a Namibian bank account for your business.
Yes.
And therefore, you should also have a swipe machine. Hoekom moet ek ATM toe gaan om 500 te gaan trek om skoene in Chinatown te koop?
Yeah.
How is that?
So that is. So just level with me here. What you are saying is that Chinatown at the moment, only cash is basically used.
Only cash.
Ne?
There's not a single shop, and I've been there before where can I swipe?
Ne?
Not a single shop in Chinatown has a swipe machine. But they don't have a swipe machine because they don't bank Namibian banks. They carry cash. They carry their money in cash. And so it goes out in the same way
As it comes in.
as it comes in. That means you are evading taxes. A very huge aspect of how there's actually a whole. This is, this is why sometimes I feel like Chinese people are very entitled here, especially those that are doing business here. And this is not me being xenophobic, it's just a fact, right?
Can you
It's
say
like-
that slowly?
Yeah, I'm not being xenophobic.
It's got nothing to do with
It's
being
nothing to do
xenophobic.
with being xenophobic, right? It's just really when people come into a country and they're not following the system.
Yes.
Right? They're not following the procedures and the rules, and they're allowed to bend and whatever. And the police lets them, and government lets them, and everybody lets them. You start getting a false sense of entitlement, right?
Yeah.
You start feeling that the rules don't apply to you.
Yeah.
You start feeling like you are above the law.
Yeah.
Right? And we see a lot of that energy carried out in how they treat their workers, how they treat even customers. The other day I was in Chinatown, I was looking for specific stockings that I couldn't find anyway. So somebody was like, "Han Chinatown, you will definitely get them there." And I get into this one shop, and the woman is trying on the shoe she wants to see. And so she tried on the one shoe, and then she was like, "Can I please have the other shoe? I just want to first put them both on, so that I can just see if they are stable." And the woman that's working in the Chinatown is probably also the owner. She's like, "If I bring you the other shoe, you're going to buy." She's like, "No, I don't. I will, if they are comfortable, I will buy. But I just want to try both of them." Say, "No, in this shop." And then she was like, "No, in this shop we only give one shoe to try." She says, "Yeah, but I won't know." She's like, "If I give the other shoe, you're going to buy." Then this other woman that works in the shop said to the other woman, "No, Shivambo, just say you're going to buy. Try them on. If you don't want them, what is she going to do? How is she going to force you to buy them?"
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. The Chinese woman brought them both shoes. The woman tried them both, and they were not stable. She didn't feel whatever. She's like, "I don't want." Then it became a fight about, "No, you have to buy them." I'm like, in what world is there a shop that if I give you both shoes to try on, you have to buy them? But for whatever reason, somehow the Chinese think that's okay. For trying on something that they are selling, no muche alto skuna koop. No muche diskuna koop. It's that mentality. And I was looking at this and I was thinking, this is the most nonsense. And I even told the woman, just walk out. What is she gonna do? Just walk out.
You know what, Tuva? I think for the longest time in Namibia, and once again, disclaimer again, this has got nothing to do with xenophobia here. This is something that we continuously be seeing on the ground happening.
Absolutely.
In business places, Chinese-owned business places around this country, where labor laws are not followed, where you continuously have activists who descend upon these Chinese shops. And it's not just in Namibia. We would see videos in South Africa, in Zambia, Zimbabwe, where they descend on these shops, activists, and they would force these shops to close so that they can see what are the labor practices really happening at this place.
Yes.
And I will have to eat humble pie here by saying, okay, I only see any video that I've seen in Namibia of any activists who descend upon Chinese-owned shops to confront these owners and to really forge a change as to how these Chinese owners are working with their workers. It's only the AR that I see doing this. I can be wrong.
No, it is.
It's only the AR who's
unions.
doing this.
And the
Okay,
unions,
I don't even see the unions.
No, the unions as well.
Yeah, so I don't see anybody from SWAPO or the Youth League of PDM or V.
China is
or
giving us loans. What do you
yeah.
mean?
Sorry,
Yeah.
toch.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I will have to take my hat off to the AR this morning. It doesn't matter if I don't support the AR. But every video I see of anybody or group of activists who make work of taking on these Chinese, these unscrupulous elements in this country is the AR. And that video was, when I saw that video, it was very, it was very disheartening. It was very, very disturbing.
I'll read comments now. So there's somebody giving a bit of context, but I just wanted to say, like when I was working in the north as a reporter for the Sun, I remember we did a story in which the Chinese owners of the shops there would take a dump in a plastic.
Oh yeah, hey!
And then they would make the workers every day.
Can you please just give context? I remember the story.
Yeah.
There are people who don't know what you're talking about.
So that story actually came out because it was actually the union guys that called us. And we went with them. That's why I'm saying the union's also involved there.
Okay.
But so what happened is the owners of the shop, they don't have obviously a toilet in the shop.
Yeah.
So they take a dump in plastic bags.
Taking a shit.
In a plastic bag. And then every day it's the worker's responsibilities to go and dump that.
The Chinese guy shits in the bag.
Yes.
And he tells
the worker throw it out.
To throw it out.
Yeah. That's the type of stuff our workers are subjected to. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Chinese, if you are Indian, if you are American, if you are wherever the heck you're not. You don't treat workers like that. Who does that? I must go throw out your dump. First of all, you're already taking a dump. The fact that you're even taking a dump in a plastic is already in itself a problem.
No. It shows who you are.
Yeah, it shows who you are. And anyway, my Dikenmus, I was in China. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something about China.
You were in China about 2 years ago.
Yes, 2 years ago I was in China. And let me tell you something about... It's not clean. It's people are like on the street hub too, and it's
normalized.
It's just normal. Like, I don't know what perception people have of China and the Chinese. These people are messy, just messy. Like, you loop up his stride, take off poo on the streets, and just continue walking. Do this with the nose on a busy. I'm just like, wow, guys, like, just take a tissue.
I remember this time.
God.
I remember this one time. I was in transit at Frankfurt Airport.
Yeah.
So it was me and Lazarus, I remember. So we're in Frankfurt Airport, so I go into the bathroom. So I was taking a leak, and so I was waiting for, just to wash my hands.
Yeah.
So this Chinese guy in front of me, doing exactly what you do. So he's in the washing basin,
Yeah.
which I need to use
Yes.
after him.
Yeah.
So he goes in there. So I'm like, and you see he's doing it with impunity, like, you know
no,
what?
it's nothing.
Yeah, sure.
This is just normal.
Thank you. Sure. And he leaves. So I'm standing there in front of this bucket. Am I going to use this? I said, actually, my penis is cleaner than your nose. I'm not going to wash my hands here. So to cheap, ek het nie my hande gewas nie.
I saw that. I don't touch it.
Sack, man.
Even the toilets, they don't have sitting toilets. They have only whole toilets. In China, all of the toilets are like that. You know, where you squat over because obviously the population is so much, they can't afford it. It's too messy to sit.
But Fee, before you read the comments, if there are any Chinese business multimillionaire who's watching the show, I don't agree with what Merja is saying. If you need a Namibian handler, okay, who can handle your things in Namibia, I'm here. We can sign an MOU, but just use your electronic signature. I will not be using mine. I thank you.
All right, Roviera says, just boycott Chinatown. Their prices are not even cheap anymore. Marella likes abusive relationship most. Let's talk more action. I agree. At some point, but you won't get it because for our people, it is still cheaper than your ordinary shops. If you want to buy your wedding stuff, whether it's a wedding dress, whether it's the stuff for the catering, it is still cheaper.
It's still cheaper.
Other place. So for people, I think it's easy from a place of privilege to say just boycott.
Just boycott.
Some people cannot afford to boycott, so we just need to. We just need to get them rech, you know.
Yeah. So, Ro, as much as we don't want to, it's like Merja says. You know what? It's.
Gunju says Namra should issue those Chinese shops with VAT numbers. The government is losing a lot. And then Elvis says Neville and Merja, the Chinese are also staying in those shops. They don't rent to avoid tax and rent paying. It's true. A lot of them. Elvis Thomas. It's true. A lot of them used to. I don't know so much now, but there was a time when every shop had a back room. And that's where they eat, sleep, whatever. That's why some of them are even taking their dump in plastics. Levi's says the cash only in Chinatown is a scene of money laundering. Remember, we don't know the prices of the products inside Chinatown. They bring in dirty cash from China and go bank them together with Namibia cash at our banks, and boom, the dirty money are clean. We are sleeping in this country. I don't know how they wash the cash, but what I do know, for example, any business that's operating here in Namibia has gotten a loan from basically China's development bank. So they get money to they get like startup capital in China to set up anywhere in Africa or anywhere in the world that they want
I
to
understand. $250,000 US.
That
is what every Chinese who leaves the country willingly gets
To go
a
start business,
startup
yeah.
amount of $250,000 US dollars. That is what I understand.
Yeah, that's why the Chinese embassy is busy to try and put systems in place so that people, like if you want, that's how easy it is. If you want to get into business, you go there, you get a loan, you choose the country you want, the embassy in that country will facilitate the process, you get here.
Finish and clap.
Whatever. Almost every country has a Chinatown. Here in Africa, I don't think there's any country that doesn't have a Chinatown. And this is where they operate. And the thing is now, these loans that they get, they have to pay back with heavy interest. So whatever money they are making here, the reason they don't bank is they don't want to pay taxes on both because they have to go pay their loans. So they keep the cash and somehow convert it to Chinese yen. And then they send it to their and go pay their loans. They've created systems. And I know our government can easily find out how they do it and stop it, but it's convenient to turn a blind eye. All right, let me continue with more comments. Richard Hankert says, "Julle sal niks reg kry met die Namibian Chinese, net soos met die Wambos."
Hey, Richard, hey, Line J. Ons sal hy pad oopmaak nie.
Yeah, Maxwell Chiero says, "Welcome to Namibia, where Chinese nationals can get away with tax evasion and the mistreatment of Namibian nationals." Okay. Somebody said, "Merja, relax, they do swipe now." And then somebody says, "I always swipe. The bank does not just give out swiping machines to individuals, but employees." I don't know what the conversation is, but I really checked. I don't know which Chinatown you went to, but I've gone shop to shop to shop.
We probably need to go and check.
Yeah. There was even a woman that told me, "No, if you want, you can e-wallet," and she gave me the number for e-wallet. But I have not seen a Chinese shop. And please prove me wrong. Go there and tell me shop number 127, for example, has a swipe machine, and I'll go check it out myself because I really want to see.
Yeah,
because I've been to in excess of 20 shops. I was even when I went just on purpose because I realized it. I'll be like, "Can I swipe? No. Can I swipe? No. Can I swipe? No." Nobody was swiping. That's as far as I know.
Okay.
All right. Even Chinese language school. Fishrot flippant thieves had the land Karl gat arm bestiel. Those millions and billions could have been used to better lives of Namibians. Talking fact, it is because the Ministry of Trade are just warming chairs and not doing their job. Chinese are doing free business here. Our founding father said with his first visit to China that 150,000 Chinese can come to Namibia. Mr. Neville and Merja, pure truth. Chinese are really taking over slowly in Namibia. Main cause of all these damn Chinese people in the SAPO government. Hulle skuld moerse aan China. And then Merja, the David Jones handbag shop swipes. Okay, that one I didn't go to. I'll go check it out. Thanks, Emily McGorgeous. That's the one in the hook. I saw it, but I didn't go inside because it looked like it was men's clothing. But I'll go check it out. Is Cubase on leave or did he leave? If he left, good luck. Ons is moe vir hierdie anti-swapo.
Wie is hy?
As Jolly Makabanya.
Ja, dankie Jolly. Ons is moeg.
Somebody Celos is just I think he wants to just regulate Chinatown. Like NASA vir hulle geld in Chinatown.
Wie is hy?
There was Jürgen Kaiser.
Hey Jürgen, hey Lange.
Indians and Muslims are selling plastic in his country and go waste their dirty money in our banks. Our intelligence are ignorant, but some of us are observing this daily when they go to the bank. All right. Yeah, as Maso, those are the comments. So last one, Joanna says, "I think we need to wake up before it's not too late. They need to pay government tax like other foreign companies." Dion, I agree with Merja. I have been to China several times, but they always I either ask for cash or e-wallet. That's been my experience as well.
Oh, here's the backstory. Go, net so vinnig. I see it here in front of the on the front page of the New Era. A young woman who was on Saturday forced by her employer to strip off her uniform in full view of customers is demanding compensation from her now former employer, saying she suffered humiliation. 24-year-old Sandra Ruth George, who was employed at a fabric store in Windhoek's Chinatown, said she was instructed to pay for the fabrics which she had cut for a client who did not show up to pay for it.
So she
Seriously?
cut material for a
Seriously?
client that didn't come pay for it.
Yes. The client did not come back. The client promised Excel
And
Competal.
a sticker, you cut, and then you go to the shop, to the till, and they're like, you want to swipe? And then they say, no swipe.
No
And you
swipe.
Say, okay, let
I'll
me
come
go
back.
to the ATM.
Yeah.
Because there's an ATM near China.
Outside, yeah.
And
There's
you go
a
to the
standard.
ATM and you never come back.
And you decide outside. So
nee,
what?
laat gaan.
Laat hy gaan, yeah.
Yeah.
When she told the employer that she does not have money to pay for it, he fired her on the spot and demanded she removes the uniform in full view of customers. I need him to pay for what he did to me. I was forced to remove the uniform while everybody was looking. When the security guard came to my rescue, my employer said he must just let me go naked, but then told me to wear boxers. That was inhumane. Seriously, ne? And it's enough that Africans have been considered product for 400 years in the Americas.
Yeah.
You're not human beings, you are product.
Yeah.
That people come on this continent,
Yeah.
come to this country.
Yeah.
Jy sal kalgat uittrek because you're not a human being.
I
Yerr,
just to
weet jy nie.
contextualize it. Imagine Namibians can do
Epacha.
business in China.
I thank you.
right? Which we can't, but anyway, imagine we can.
Let's say
Let's
we can.
assume we can.
Yeah.
Right? And you go there and you break every labor law.
You don't pay tax. Whoa,
You
whoa,
don't
whoa.
pay taxes.
Let's see what
Yeah.
we don't pay
You
taxes.
don't pay taxes. That's number one.
Okay.
You don't really pour money into the economy because
economy.
you're avoiding rent. You buy your food from fellow Chinese businesses.
Yes.
You living on the premises that is owned by a Chinese owned, like the Chinatown is Chinese owned.
Wait a minute, and you pay your workers late.
Yeah, that's now the labor law. So then the labor law that you're breaking is you don't pay them minimum wage. You don't pay them minimum wage, right? You mistreat them. You overwork them because
Yes.
some of them have to work on Saturday and
Yes.
Sunday. They don't get public holidays. You don't pay them for the overtime. If you're going to make people work over those hours, you're supposed to pay them for overtime.
Wait a minute, don't forget medical care.
Yeah, all of
These
that.
workers get sick on those premises. I remember
Yeah.
there was a story of workers getting sick because they are sleeping in that harrowing conditions, and it's unhygienic.
Yeah.
So as a result, these workers then tell Mr. Chinaman, I'm sick. I need to go to Karatura Hospital. So if you call to Karatura, you don't come back. You don't come back.
Yep. So and then they're getting into businesses when the whole idea of investors is to fill the gap, right? So when Namibians can't, investors are supposed to can, right? In Oshikango, they went into the taxi business, right? I mean, ernstig no. You want to tell me we don't have enough Namibians to run the taxi business? We do. But they got into the taxi business, right? They're getting into industries. Even here, when they do construction, half of the workforce is Chinese people. So they get they get the tender, then they bring in the Chinese people and only leave so half Chinese, half Namibians, and those are mistreated. So so many labor laws that you're breaking. So for me, China is not necessarily. Namibia owes China so much. By the way, I think it's in the top 10. Like I saw this one day, there was a list of all the countries that owed. I think Angola was number 1, just by the way. But
Zambia is also big.
Namibia was there as well in the top 10. And I thought to myself, this is why they can run the show. This is why they can treat us the way they want to. They know we're going to go back for money. They know we owe them. And in Namibia, China is a friend. So, of course, it doesn't matter.
So
what they do to our workers, our government will turn a blind eye because we need China.
So, what you are telling me, Merja Tuva Ileka, are you telling me, let's say our Minister of Trade and our Minister of Labor and our Minister of Works and Transport. Let's say these three ministers decide for the next 3 months, we're going to be concentrating on Chinatown. Let's just start there. We're going to make sure that every Chinese business in Chinatown operates under these conditions. Do you honestly believe there's going to be a backlash from China?
Of course. The first person that's going to have a meeting with them would be the Chinese ambassador, I'm sure, to talk about the mistreatment
Of Chinese.
of Chinese living in Namibia. We have these complaints that it's not a lucrative business industry anymore. The Chinese don't want to come here because this and that and this and that and that and that and this. And yeah. And before you know it, it will stop. So it's frustrating because everybody knows what's going on and it's been happening for years. You know what I mean? It's been happening for years. And it's just one of those things that we've grown accustomed to. Now people just accept it. Like when you go to this Chinatown and you see the way the boss is talking to the workers, nobody intervenes anymore. It's just when it's rude to the customer, it's just when he tells you, no, we don't touch. In a shop, since when in what shop am I not allowed to touch? You know what I mean? When they tell you that, you just move on to the next shop, you lost it. We've just grown so accustomed to this abuse, and that's really what it is. It's abuse. We've grown so accustomed to this abuse that now it's just normal labor. And the government knows it. Unions know it. Everybody, even that's why AR is even focusing on it. They know it as well. Everybody knows it, but will it ever change? Well, as long as we need China, as long as we owe China billions of dollars, it's unfortunately not going to change.
Lees maar 'n paar comments and then we're going to move on to the next story.
Sagaria says, where's Mich, guys? Okay, Mich, sorry, I had to leave for court. He's setting up, prepping for we're about to live stream Mike Nipunya's testimony. So yeah, that's why he left.
Oh, bail hearing.
Bail hearing. Testimony in his bail hearing, yeah. Since the Chinese like money, they don't even refund you if the item you buy is not good or working properly. You just end up in arguments with those people until they make you go, please, Minister of Trade, do something better. We are tired, man. Selo says the workers are underpaid. They are not registered with Social Security. And then, I don't know what, Merja Aziz, welcome. I don't know what that is. All these stories of the Chinese hygiene make me think back to all the meals I ate at Yangtze.
No.
This thing of wanting to explore can end in tears.
Okay. I've been a customer of Yangtze for the last 25 years. Let's not go there, asseblief. I don't want to know.
Go look at their kitchen.
Leave
and tell
me
you're
alone.
Eat there again.
Yeah.
You'll never eat there again. One day I took a wrong turn, ended up almost in the kitchen, not really in the kitchen.
Where?
At Yangtze.
Here,
To
Merja.
say it's alright.
Merja, kan jy net die comments lees asseblief? Ja.
En dan kom ons gaan, okay,
Sis,
dinges
man.
is Ros sê, kom ons gaan bomgaai net die Chinese daar by Chinatown. Ons klap hulle net een keer, dan bly ons naam daar. Na.
Hey, Ro, die mense het kung fu.
Dis al gaan kom voor word.
Ja.
Alright, yeah, that's the comments.
Yeah. Just on our next story, it's the story of murder accused Conrad Stradom, the Walfish Bay resident, who's also busy with his bail application. Murder accused Conrad Stradom was in the dock yesterday afternoon to answer to the death of his wife, Angela Boruso Stradom, a renowned real estate agent who was killed in their communal home on Friday night. It's now this past Friday. It is alleged Conrad's attempt to make it look like a suicide backfired, resulting in him being arrested for the incident. The couple has allegedly been together since 2019 and only got married in July this year. Close friends and family looked on while Magistrate Vicky Nicolaides read Kunrad, who is represented by Lana Fouchier, his rights. He looked emotionless. Shortly afterwards, prosecutor Maggie Shiagaya told the court the state will be opposing bail at this stage as the charges Kunrad faces are serious and because investigations are still not completed. The state is opposing bail as the accused is facing a charge of murder read with provisions of the Domestic Violence Act. It will also not be in the interest of the public to have the suspect released on bail. As a result, we request that the case be postponed to the 15th of December, Shiagaya explained. Yeah, I heard about this case, I think in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Kunrad Stradom, I believe they are residents of Walfish Bay.
Yes.
They've been married for 2-3 months.
4 months.
4 months. And you decide to kill your
Yeah.
partner.
This is the weird thing. I think she left him at the bar. She went home. He got home. And then he called the police to say he thinks his wife committed suicide. Now, the wife reportedly committed suicide. Maar die gun was op in bed. Onder kussen. Did he think she shot herself, ran to the pillow, put the gun under the pillow?
Only
And then none of the evidence, shows that looks like a...
is die man dom. Only Muhammad Ali could do that. It's the only living man who could do that. Where you say, you know what? I'm so fast, man. I would switch off the room, I would switch off the light, and I'll be in bed before it's dark. Okay? For this idiot, this fool to think for 1 second
We would believe that crap.
that we would be believing this bull crap that his wife committed suicide. Come on. Yeah. Once again, you're letting us down. It's another reason why the GBV laws in this country needs to be relooked at, because it's very, very, very clear that again we have another perpetrator, somebody who thought, for whatever personal reasons that he have, I don't want to be with you anymore. Why did you get married to this poor woman 3-4 months ago?
Yep.
To be killing her 3-4 months ago down the line.
They are basically newlyweds.
They are newlyweds.
They're newlyweds. Jy moet nog in die honeymoon phase wees.
Okay, I see they've been together since 2019, but that does not mean,
2019
come on,
is no.
it's still,
It's
now.
2019. It was now.
It's the time that you still need to love each other and have bomb sex, and that's all a relationship is supposed to be. Marnia, we will be watching obviously that story with White Eyes, but he can just, for my part, he can just rot in jail. Comments?
Elvis says Uncle Neville and Tanny Merja. Oof, nobody's ever called me a Tanny, but anyway.
Tanny is nga.
Yeah, ek mind nie.
Jason, nga Tanny.
Ek is a rich auntie, so
Yeah. Yeah.
Please apply to NBC and get a TV program asseblief. Dan hoef ek nie DStv staan en te betaal nie. Ek like die show van julle baie. Straight talk. Reguit. Oh,
Thank you, guys.
That is so nice.
Thank you.
Okay, these are just people talking amongst each other. Ronnie, asking if Ronnie is coming, someone the Chinese te gaan bom. Let's vote Christine Bommer. Says one comment.
For what?
I think she was nominated for an award, yeah. She was nominated, yeah.
Okay, give us a little bit more context into that so that we can...
I heard it yesterday, and to be honest, in all fairness, I don't remember the details of it, but it was... She's been nominated, yes.
Okay.
And then... We so don't need them. We have our own supplies, aka order with me. Talking about the Chinese, come on, we don't need them. Order with me.
Wie is dit?
Where to?
Oh, where to?
The problem is julle Instagram boutiques, julle koop daar nog van China. Instagram boutique, yo, and then they take the pictures that is posted there by the Chinese people on the, and I like you rock that of that picture, and then you order, and then they say no refund.
But Instagram boutique. See, these are the insults that I don't agree with. Please, just defend yourself that you don't have an Instagram boutique.
Come on, what I ordered for versus what I got. Oh, that's altijd a groot verschil.
Seriously, please indulge me a little bit into
so
this.
there's this trend, what I ordered versus what I got. And people really, they put a picture of what they ordered.
Because I need to tell you a story about
Yeah,
it.
and then what they got. Whether it's a cake, whether it's nails, whether it's hair, whether it's a dress, whether it's a suit, whether it's whatever. Yeah, it's not a good look. Sometimes even with the cake, I say, for example, you send a picture to your baking lady. You say, okay, can you make this 3-tier cake? Yeah, it's was yeah, I can. And then the done come and it's just like, you is van Wampuland.
Tuva, so I see on social media, there's this link, but it's beautiful shirts. Mm-hmm. It's like this new age men's shirts. It's beautiful. And I like the shirts. So, but you have to order it online.
And pay a deposit.
And what. No, kijk hierdie ding so ek sê, nee man, ek sal nie. And so I'm like browsing some of the shops now here in town, but you can clearly see the type of shirts that we're talking about here is so upmarket.
Yeah.
I think those t-shirts or golf shirts and stuff. It's not golf shirts, but the designs are so cool. Yeah. They probably go roughly for $700-800 a piece, probably up to $1,000 a shirt. But it's really beautiful. But it's because of these. Sorry, what do you call them?
IG boutique, Instagram boutiques.
Instagram boutiques. So exalni. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a disappointment. It's nicer when the Instagram boutiques get it and then they put it on a real person here. And then they take a picture. Then for me, I'm like, okay, I can see.
You can identify.
Maar she made that picture where they are on a Chinese model. Toe goed lyk altyd beter op daai.
Kare. Pratena. So if you guys want to get your business, your clothing lines believed by me, get Mich to advertise, to wear it or something. And then I can buy from you. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Elvis gives context says Christine Bommer is one of the nominees at World Athletics Awards for Female Upcoming Star of the Year Award.
Come on.
Link has been sent where people can vote.
Come on.
So guys, let's go really
Hands
behind.
down.
We are only 2.5 million people in this country. Kom ons gaan vote.
Hands down.
Yeah, kom ons gaan vote.
Yarr. And wait. Again. It's just to vote.
Yeah, it's just to vote.
It's just to vote.
Yeah.
Maar nee, we're not going to be voting like we are not voting for other parties when the elections come.
Yeah.
And then we complain why Christine Bommer did not win.
Yeah, it's up to us. So.
Or why Swapo won with another 75%. Yeah.
But when it comes to Christine, I have confidence in us because what I've realized with Christine and Beatrice as well. It's like I feel like everybody just loves them. You know what I mean? I think I've rarely come across somebody saying, or I haven't come across anybody say, those girls are overrated, or let's not. You understand? It's like they really give you that sense of pride, that we haven't felt in a very long time. So they give us that sense of pride. And I know the country is rallying behind them. I know Namibians absolutely adore. When we went to dinner last time with Christine, she was telling us when she had to go to Grove Mall with security.
She says that.
She had to go to Grove Mall with security because the mob, there's a fans. Let me not call fans, but it's a mob because it's a group.
Yeah.
The fans were it was like a moment. And she said, she's so humble. She's like, I don't even know how they recognize me. I was wearing a mask. I was like, girl, who won't recognize you,
She says to me, what makes it a little bit easier for her is the fact that she says, Uncle, I look big on TV. A lot of people don't realize how small I am in real life.
Yeah.
So she was telling me she
Soraya
sometimes she
said
wears.
the same thing. And, Frank's daughter said the same thing when he met her. She's like, I thought she was bigger.
Yeah.
And then she did, and then she was even more blown away by these claims of the world. These claims of the. I was like, but there's nothing super masculine about. Like she's not that. She's just a normal athlete,
Normal kid.
A kid. But I was just thinking she made the same comment. Yeah, but I think we can all go vote, guys. If you can spare a moment today, I'll definitely get the link. I haven't seen it, but I'll make a point to get it. It shouldn't be difficult to get. I think get the link, guys. If you guys can get the link, go vote, and then just pass on the link to others or up your WhatsApp groups and whatever. Just drop it. Keep dropping it. Let the people go vote for our girl. If we can vote 2 or 3 times, let's go do that as well. It doesn't hurt. It just takes I'm sure less than 5 minutes. Asseblief man, kom ons gaan vote ons girl.
Any more comments?
Rihanna says Christine Bommer had 2 nominees. 1, female a rising star by World Athletics, and 2, junior female athlete by AW Reader's Choice. Yeah, Mount almost knocked Anna World Athletics focus. The girl will still get a lot of nominations and a lot of awards, but let's rally behind her. Emily says, and you may vote more than once. I will continue voting today. Sharp, very nice. Yes.
Here for us the link of
go vote every day. Elke dag zet je vote in.
Yeah, ne?
Yeah. Emily Dion Dapuka says, I just voted yesterday. That's what I like to hear. So yes, guys, those were the comments around that. Let's go vote, and we actually have to go because it's 10 minutes to 10.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
We are going to go live at the Windhoek High Court. We know it is day 6 of Mike's bail hearing. A lot of things are coming out. It will be interesting to see what's going to happen in court. Yesterday I thought they're going to go on to the next person, but it seems Mike had Bayam to say. Mike is giving us the impression that apparently the state is out to get him and to frame him, but the money is not showing that the state is doing anything of the kind. So let us go see what he says. And I personally will only be seeing you guys on Monday. So a lekker naweek. Have a great remainder of the week. And it's my date.
So jy besluit jy los ons net so.
Moet gaan jou. You have to go.
Yeah, you go do your thing.
Go do my thing.
Do your thing. We will try again, ne? It's very, very, very difficult to replace you. You can't be replaced.
Thank you.
You shall be missed. Okay? But me and Mich also maar kyk how we gonna keep this fort going until you are back on Monday. But yeah, obviously the fish rod trial and Mike's testimony for his bail application is going to be keeping us very busy during the week.
Absolutely.
Guys, you know what? We've been trying to, and we will continuously try to get in Police Commissioner Ismail Basson. Not related to me in any which way.
Let's say all the persons are related.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go, let me just read the last comments.
Yeah.
Elvis says, Merja and Neville, can I please go in for holiday job? Damn, love this show.
Wie is that?
This is Elvis. And then Emily shared Emily says the link is on the New Era newspaper, and then Jene shared the link on the stream. And then says, there is the link, guys. Vote. Okay, so you guys have the link. Please go do that. And yeah, like I said, have a fruitful remainder of the week. And see you guys on Monday.
Sharp.
Ay,